Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Compound Interesting. This is Emil, and in today's video I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, get straight to the point, no fluff. Why I believe Ethereum and Chainlink are massively undervalued and why I think they're going to pump very hard very soon. So with all that said, let's get cracking straight away. Alright, so there's obviously no point investing in an altcoin unless you think you're going to outperform Bitcoin, because investing in an altcoin carries more risk than investing in the king itself, Bitcoin. Alright, so here's the Link versus Bitcoin chart over the last year. You can see that over the last few months, Chainlink has been underperforming versus Bitcoin over the last few months, but it's still up in comparisons for the entire year. Similarly, Ethereum is also up over the last year, although it has underperformed Bitcoin in the last few months. So a lot of people are wondering what's going on, and I'm going to try my best to explain that in this video. Alright, if you wouldn't mind dropping a quick like, that would be hugely appreciated. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that big red juicy button right there and hit the notification bell, as in my small channel, the videos won't get recommended to you unless you hit that red juicy notifications bell as well. Alright, so let's talk about Ethereum first. So I think the most obvious reason why Ethereum is underperforming right now, even though it's being used by everyone is loving using Ethereum. People are seeing the high gas fees, because if you go onto Uniswap, if you want to make a trade on Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange that's all built on Ethereum. So if I want to exchange, say, my Link tokens for some random altcoins on Uniswap, the fee is like $50 at least to do that exchange. Obviously, this is really high. So competitors to Ethereum like Cardano and like Binance Coin with their Binance Smart Chain have been rocketing, even though people are actually using Ethereum and they're not using Cardano, while they are kind of using Binance Smart Chain. But Cardano don't even have a working product just yet. But people are speculating that in the future, once Cardano comes to fruition and it's finally a fully working product, that people will use Cardano for the lower fees than Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. Alright, number one, Binance Smart Chain isn't decentralized in the same way that Ethereum is. It's extraordinarily centralized, obviously, because Binance is the company. Cardano might be the slightly better product from a technical standpoint and definitely would have lower fees if it was ready to use right now. However, Ethereum 2.0 and their Ethereum improvement proposal, I forget which number it is, but these two things are around the corners, and they're going to massively reduce the gas fees for Ethereum, the transactions per second, and the speed and efficiency all across the Ethereum network. But you might be saying to yourself, oh, but Ethereum 2.0, that's been speculated for a year now and it still hasn't come. And yeah, I think it will happen in a few weeks or a few months. Although, yeah, you definitely have a right to reservation about it actually happening in the next few months and whether or not it will succeed. So obviously, once it does show that it's a working product and everything runs smoothly, then it's much more of Ethereum's a much more investable product. However, Ethereum has by far and away the largest number of developers working on it, as you can see from this chart. And those developers are implementing sharding, which will massively decrease the amount of congestion on the Ethereum network, because it will shard the network into various shards, and also implementing rollups and Z-snarks and all these fancy stuff that I don't really understand. But if you want to dive in on the technicals a bit, I really recommend this podcast that I'll link in the description, between Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, the main founder, along with Naval and Tim Ferriss. Really interesting listen. Everything is built on Ethereum right now. All those NFT coins that are going crazy, all those NFT platforms, all the Beeple artwork, all the DeFi projects like I've mentioned before, all the money that's locked in DeFi is on the Ethereum network. It's going to be extraordinarily hard to get people to switch from Ethereum unless your product is 10 times better, unless Cardano or unless Polkadot is 10 times better. And if ETH 2.0 and the Ethereum improvement proposal, if that all goes to plan, those other blockchains will not be 10 times better than Ethereum. And very few people are going to switch over to those other coins, in my opinion, or those other blockchains, because they're already in that ecosystem of Ethereum. Alright, so the next point is a bit of a speculation, but it kind of makes sense. So in my opinion, Bitcoin, Ethereum and Chainlink are the most used cryptocurrencies, the most useful cryptocurrencies, and the best cryptocurrencies, just in my opinion. However, a lot of institutions seem to think the same. Chainlink has recently been added to the Grayscale Trust, and obviously Ethereum was on the Grayscale Trust there as well. Been a lot of institutional interest for Ethereum, so there is speculation that the price is being suppressed by the institutions, which institutions can well and truly do. They just pay a market maker that every time the Ethereum price starts running, they get people to sell Ethereum to try and keep the price down, so momentum can't build for Ethereum or Chainlink, so they can stack as much Ethereum and Chainlink as possible before the price starts to rocket. Because as I'm sure you're aware, that whenever something starts to gain momentum in cryptocurrency, whatever coin it is, once it starts to gain momentum, it can really rocket up a lot. Just like Cardano, for example, retail will rush in and not really pay so much attention to the fundamentals and just throw all their cash in and pump the price up massively. So if you kill that momentum before it really gets going, you can keep the price suppressed pretty easily. So that's a speculation on Ethereum, but because Ethereum and Chainlink are apart from Bitcoin, are two of the institutional money's favorite cryptocurrencies, and mine for that matter. Ethereum's my second largest and Chainlink is my third largest crypto holding. It would make sense for the institutions to keep the price down for the next couple of months anyway. Right, next we're going to look at the amount of supply on exchanges, and we can see for both Ethereum and Chainlink there has been a drainage of supply on exchanges, and even with that the price hasn't moved. So there's been less and less supply on exchanges, so people are selling their Chainlink or selling their Ethereum, or they're taking it off onto their cold storage or staking it for Ethereum's case. And even with that reduction on exchange balances, the price hasn't gone up, because usually if you see a lot of Bitcoin, for example, earning crypto going onto an exchange, people usually send crypto to an exchange to sell it. But people taking crypto off the exchange means they want to hold it for the next while, because why would you take it off the exchange if you want to sell it the next day? So here we can see the exchange balance of Ethereum on various exchanges. So Ethereum used to have 27 million coins on exchanges 3 months ago, and now they only have 23. So we can see this is for a full year, this chart, so you can see the fluctuations, but in the last few months you can see it's tapered down massively. People are hodling their Ethereum or staking it, which means they're not selling it soon. So that's a 17% reduction in the last 3 months. 17% less Ethereum. Similarly, Chainlink, not quite as much, but we'll get into why shortly. But there's 10% less Chainlink on exchanges over the last 3 months. There used to be 138 million, and now there's 125 million over the last 3 months, and that's the full year. Alright, so personally I think Ethereum under 2000, it's still under 2000, is a complete joke. So I think once Ethereum 2.0 and the improvement proposals go through, I think Ethereum will absolutely rocket, and I think a $10,000 Ethereum by the end of this run is probably a lowball estimate. So I think it will go at least $10,000 in this run, in my personal opinion. So let's move on to Chainlink now. Alright, first we can look at Chainlink on a technical point, and if you're at all into technical analysis, this is a bit of a bullish chart. You can see these trend line, this resistance trend line. Chainlink has finally broken it and has just bounced off the trend line and shown it as support. So from a technical standpoint, Chainlink looks moderately bullish as it's broken this trend line, but the overall chart, apart from that, seems kind of not massively bullish anyway, because we'd want to see some new highs and we want to see some higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows are usually a bullish indicator for technical analysis. Alright, that's all I'm going to talk about technical analysis wise. I'm not really so much into technical analysis, so let's move into the fundamentals. The Chainlink Foundation have kept 1/3 of all Chainlink for the developers to fund the project and make the Chainlink ecosystem stronger and better. So they've been selling 500,000 Chainlink for months and months and months. So we can see this on chain, because that's the good thing about cryptocurrencies. You can see everything on chain because they're decentralized. So we can see from this wallet that they've been selling 500,000 Chainlink every single month, which let's say is like $40 million per month if you say Chainlink was $20 at the time. So $40 million a month of Chainlink that they're selling to fund the ecosystem. So you can kind of equate this to selling shares. If you're a company, you're selling shares to fuel the growth of the company. Tesla has, for example, has often sold shares to stack up their balance sheet so they can fund more projects, build more factories. So that's kind of the same thing that Chainlink has been doing. So there was this wallet that had however many millions of Chainlink in it, and it was being drained and drained and drained, and people were hoping that they would once this wallet was empty that Chainlink would stop selling Chainlink, but unfortunately they opened a new wallet. So they cracked open one of their new wallets, which also has millions of Chainlink in it, and they started selling again 500,000 per month to fund their projects. However, eventually they're going to have to stop selling to Chainlink, or they probably won't need to, but this is just to keep their running costs going at the moment. So eventually, maybe, hopefully, they won't need to sell as much Chainlink to power their ecosystem. But you've got to remember that that actually improves the product. You're paying the developers, you're paying for more partnerships in the future. All right, so as I mentioned, Grayscale very recently added Chainlink to one of the trusts that they offer to institutional investors. So they chose that over the likes of Cardano, Polkadot, etc. So the ones that they added were, Chainlink is the biggest one that they've added, Basic Attention Token, Decentraland, Mana, another coin that I recommended in the past, Filecoin, and Live Peer token. So they added that for a reason. They believe there's institutional demand for Chainlink, otherwise they would have chosen another coin. So like I've talked about before, Ethereum and Chainlink, and I really think Chainlink is one of the most useful cryptocurrencies along with Ethereum that there are in the entire planet. If you want to learn more about Chainlink, you can watch my last video on Chainlink. It goes much deeper on why Chainlink's my favorite cryptocurrency apart from Bitcoin. That's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Really appreciate it if you could smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.